Hey guys, it's Scott here from Horse Racing Daily, and I want to go over a horse named Maximum Security and why I think he could potentially win the Kentucky Derby. And I'll start off by saying that he is probably my top choice right now to win the race. And I'll start with 2 races back where he ran on February 20th at Gulfstream. It was a starter allowance race, and I'll just play the race at first.
Seamless beginning for Maximum Security, who's headed right off for the early lead from Star Player, who moves to be second. Hardbell's on the outside third. Back to fourth and War Bridle. Then comes first and 3. And the trailer is Rio by King. Down the backstretch they go. And after a smooth beginning at 1-9, Maximum Security has the lead. On the outside, Star Player is there second. Rio by King is after Rio third. Between horses first and 3, it's back to fourth ahead of War Bridle. And Hardbell's at the back. Opening corner, quite casual. 22 and 3 as they head to the half-mile point. With half a mile to go, Maximum Security has the lead. Star Player is second. Rio might take it the inside with first and 3 between horses. Hardbell wins the ball and shuffle the last is War Bridle. Less than 5/16, rather less than 3 furlongs to go as they get to the 5/16. It's Maximum Security beginning to get away. He went 45 and 3 for an opening half mile, and he's got him on the stretch now. Quarter mile left to go. Maximum Security. It's this field of Pleasant Wednesday and after that. He's open by 7 by 8 and still moving away. Second is first and 3 on the outside of Hardbell. Then Rio by King and War Bridle. But at the 3/16, Maximum Security making 1-9. Look like he's in away. He's not enough time for this one to go. It's all Maximum Security. Ready in a powerhouse run. Maximum Security.
I want to pause it here for a second just to show just how powerful a race this is by how many seconds it takes for the next horse to cross the finish line.
30 by 15. First and 3 seconds.
As you can see, that was an impressive race, and sometimes you got to see if it's the track might have been fast, or if it was against weaker horses. You got to compare the times to other times. So I pulled up the daily chart for the full day at Gulfstream on February 20th, and you got the first race, a mile on the dirt, and they ran the half in 46.76, the 3/4 in 112, 7 furlongs in 125.53, and that was maiden claiming for 12,500. Then you come to Maximum Security. He ran the second race that day. I ran the half in 45.62, 3/4 in 109.69, 7 furlongs in 121.72. And see, the track record is 120.17. He's only a little over a second and a half off the track record that day. And you see, Normandy Invasion set the track record at a mile that day. There was over 6 seconds off that, almost 7. Now go to the third race, turf race. You can't use that for this. Another mile race. Of course, it's claiming for $30,000, 4 years old and upward. But that's almost 4 seconds off the track record. If I just go through this whole card, it's just what Maximum Security done that day was just hands down way better than all these other horses. Let's see. Another turf race. See, 6 furlongs, 111.33. It's just don't even compare, And then, it's tough to gauge an accurate figure, because the other horses really wasn't that good on the card. But, Maximum Security done what he was supposed to do. He ran a powerful race. He had the fastest time, hands down. So he passed that test, and, Jason Service decided to send him to the Florida Derby. And pull it up real quick. And here we go. You can see he's going to jump out to the lead. Now the fractions were slow that day on that whole card. It ran like the slowest time, at the half mile, the 3/4, and they really picked it up at a mile. And I think they finished. It was under 149. It was like 148 and 4, something like that. But to run it in that fast a time, see the opening quarter 24.42, and this is the second place horse. Bodie Express, still a maiden, but not a bad horse. By any means. And you got Hidden Scroll, down tucked inside. Code of Honor, coming through horses. Bourbon War still, in the back. The half in almost 49 seconds. And, this is where Max Security picks up. And you see the, Bodie Express is right on him. He's, already got him, urgent, trying to get him to catch up. And it's just not happening. Look at the jockey on Max Security's sides, not even, asking him yet. And, Hidden Scroll's trying to catch up, but he's not making no ground. You do got Bourbon War, coming up on the outside, but he's starting to kind of flatten out right there. And then Max Security sets down and takes off, and he's just now being hit. And Bodie Express, he's all out, still not making any headway. Code of Honor, veering out, trying to catch up, and Max Security just wins it. And I know in both races, you could say the pace is slow, but this is what caught me on. There might be something with maximum security. And in horse racing, the best time to bet a horse is to make money off of it is before they do it, not if you bet it after they do it, you don't get paid near as much. So sometimes you gotta take chances. Like they could race and they run the half in 45, 3/4 and 110, and max security finishes in 20th. That could happen. Or max security could rate off horses and go on and win, and probably win at odds of roughly 10-1, which ain't bad for an undefeated horse that won a major prep race. But you'll see, going to that day. Actually, I want to focus on the race number 4, because you got Prince Lucky that ran in the Gulfstream Park Mile that day. Ran it in 1:35:21. The track record is 1:33:13 by Normandy Invasion. Not a bad horse, in his own right. But that's about just a little over like 2.08 seconds off the track record. And you see the fraction of 24:14. They picked it up 47 change. 111, 123. Out to 135. Well, if you go all the way down to the Florida Derby, you got almost 24 and a half, right at 49, 112.90 still, just real slow times on the card. And then, all of a sudden at the, mile mark 136, 0.34, that's only just a second, slower than Prince Lucky, and finished out 148.86. And he finished, 2.03 seconds off track record, which was set by Arrogant, which in his little run from the Travers a couple years ago all the way to Dubai, I mean, there hasn't been a horse that good in a long time. So for max security to get that close to the track record on a day where the track might have been playing just a little bit slower, because if you go to Prince Lucky's race, before that he raced at Gulfstream back on the 23rd, and let me find it real quick. See, he ran in the house up, 1 mile on the dirt, and ran it, 134.84 that day. But you look at the horses that came back. Quip won the race in the undercard on the Arkansas Derby, and ran a just a little bit slower time than the 3-year-olds that day. But Coppertown came back, and he won the other race at Oaklawn Park. And then Prince Lucky, beat those horses by 6 lengths. He romped that field. And if you look at the times, with Quip and his race in Coppertown, and some of the other ones there, evenly matched. Whereas Prince Lucky, just dominated him. So you have to realize, Prince Lucky's a pretty good horse. And for maximum security, to pretty much, do in a slower time and get that close to the same, track record, to me, that was impressive. So you can't, count him out. And I hope y'all bet him, and I hope you get a chance to get, 10-1 at a horse that I think should go off at, 3 or 4-1, just because, he hasn't really proven to run under any pace. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll have the next horse out soon.